Ever since we first heard about the baby update, I became obsessed with the idea of building nurseries in The Sims. You've probably seen me build like 4 fake ones now where I made like a fake changing table and all this stuff to pretend that we had nurseries. I've wanted like real cribs and more baby furniture for years in this game, and we finally have it now. So I think today I want to build a real nursery and like go all out with the new stuff that we got. I'm gonna try to be a little bit reasonable about this, so I think I'm gonna make a starter home, and I'm only gonna use the base game and growing together. I think that'll give us an excuse to really explore all the new stuff. I also really like the build mode from growing together, so I really want to use those windows and everything. This house doesn't need to be that big, so I'm kind of trying to come into this like thinking about the size a little bit to make sure that I don't overdo it. This is kind of the general layout I would go for in like a smaller starter home. We've got 2 bedrooms in the back, a bathroom. Maybe we could do like a little kitchen and dining table thing. And then this big part could be the living room. Maybe I can make this living space a little bit bigger. It probably wouldn't hurt to have like a little bit more room. Do you know what? I also really like having some sort of like hallway space almost. I think it helps to like separate the rooms a little so we can have like a hallway and then we have plenty of space here for a couch and TV and everything. Okay, I think that this layout could work. I have not really thought about the roof yet though, so it doesn't have to be anything super fancy. It could be simple like this. Okay, how do we feel about that? I know that these roof pieces are kind of weird on the sides, but I want to have a big bathroom. I think that that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be useful to have like a lot of space for tubs and stuff because we're gonna have a baby. It's always hard with starter homes because you kind of want to balance making it small so it's cheaper, but you also don't want it to be too small because you want to have enough space to grow into it a little bit. All right, I think this is okay. I think I'm overthinking it, so I'm just gonna keep this layout and say it's fine. We can use the new front door and we can use all the pretty new windows. Luckily, these aren't too expensive, so we can use a lot of them. Oh, I like this light green swatch. That's actually really pretty. Oh, and there's like a matching shingle version. We could try and use this. I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself with the exterior on this. I am kind of spending a lot of money that I maybe should not be. I don't know what color to pick because part of me wants to use like one of the fun colored windows, and I would. Well, I was gonna say I would paint the house yellow like this, but maybe I wouldn't. I'm not actually entirely sure about that. I don't know. Maybe a smaller front porch is better. That makes the living room space a lot smaller, but we kind of need the money. This yellow is like exceptionally bright. I don't know if I can, well, we could try. We could definitely try. It might be kind of fun to use it. I might need to get some like extra columns though, because it kind of needs like something to make the outside look a little bit less, a lot. It needs something to make it look a little bit less a lot, because it certainly is a lot. I actually like it though. I think the yellow's fun. We can try and be really reasonable. Okay, next plan I think is just to pre-paint all of the walls. I'm definitely gonna change the colors of these. I just want to like buy the paint so we know how much money we have left. You know what? The yellow is a really fun color scheme though. We can use this bright yellow floor tile. I realize that I probably shouldn't pay for a shower and a tub, but gameplay-wise, it's so much more useful to have both. I think I'm gonna buy the fancy bed. I'm probably gonna regret that too, but it's just so much nicer. I can only build so many houses using the cheap base game bed. Like, I've used this so many times. This might be twice the price, but it's really way nicer. I've never done a kitchen like this where it has like a tiny peninsula island part, but I kind of like that. I think it looks pretty cool. Although I might regret that because I might need that space for the living room. Everything is so expensive. I want to use the new stuff, but it costs so much money. How are we feeling about this layout though? With like the living room, kitchen, dining space. We got a big table, we got a TV. I'm gonna decorate this baby room now because that's what I really am interested in doing. There's a couple items that we could probably use around the place. Like maybe I could put this little baby playmat in the living room. Oh, I need a trash can for this. I don't really know what color scheme I want to go for, but I kind of want to use some of the decals. There's some really cute decals, but I wonder if this tree could maybe be a fun addition, or should we do like more fun wallpaper? Because this kind of matches. This wallpaper is like my favorite one in the whole game. I really like the color scheme on it. Now I want to dig through every single item that came in that update because I want to put all of this stuff in here. All of these little baby items and baskets, I want all of it. We even have like that that diaper thing. I want that too. I don't care at all how much money I spend. I just want a cute nursery. That is my main priority right now. Although maybe I should care a little bit how much money I spend. Maybe I care a tiny bit, but mainly my priority is cute nursery. I don't know how you're supposed to use a lot of these things because there isn't like a table for these little items. Oh, what about this? That might fit in the corner really nicely. And it has some cute swatches. It's like obviously kids furniture. Of course, this doesn't slot onto it. Does any of that new stuff slot onto it? You gave me all these things, but nowhere to put them. Maybe I could do a regular dresser. Oh my God. Does that feel really wide to you? I guess this one's a little bit skinnier. Well, and also a lot more expensive. At least the clutter is cheap. Like that's only 45 simoleons for this adorable little gift basket. How much does that base game giraffe thing cost? 200. Okay, that's a little bit pricey. I would like to use it, but it seems a bit much. I don't really mind though, because this nursery is really cute. This is all that I really cared about, so I'm feeling happy now, but maybe we should see about, you know, the rest of the house. I'm a little interested to try a fancy tile as like the kitchen backsplash. Obviously, I would also not want the house to be painted that color. Like I was gonna put a different wallpaper, so that'll help a little bit too. Do you know what? I feel like the rug that came in the pack isn't fun enough. Like it's almost too neutral for this space, which I realize is like the opposite of what I normally say. Normally I complain about them being like too much, but I kind of want to do something a little bit more fun because the house sort of fits that. Oh no. I don't know what I'm asking for, actually. No, we have this bright yellow front door. I think we need to like match that somehow, but I don't want to use like this couch. Maybe this couch won't work. We do have this couch too, but this one is like a really different vibe. I don't hate it. It's interesting, but I feel like the house is kind of traditional. None of the yellow rugs seem good enough, and the yellow sofas are like too much. It's a totally different shade of yellow from the door as well. I mean, these two things might kind of work together. Oh, that's quite pricey, but I really like how those bookshelves look. How about lighting? Oh, 120. And it's like not as bright as the other one. This is the thing. I would really like to use the new stuff, but then I use it and it's worse because it's like darker. It doesn't match as well. I don't really know what the best thing to do is. I think this is looking okay. Is there anything kind of fun? Ooh, this bed has some fun yellow to it. Of course the house is blue again. I can't build anything without it being blue. Every time I try and make a Sims house, it just becomes blue. I was trying to make this one yellow and it's still blue. Okay, I think instead of a dresser, I'm gonna do a desk in this room. It's gonna cost a lot of money, but it is so useful to have a desk in The Sims. We could probably also do like just one nightstand or something, and maybe this rug will work again in here. Or is that, no, that's too much pattern. All the rugs that I want to use are expensive. Maybe we could try this with the yellow wallpaper instead. That's not terrible. Unfortunately, we are like completely out of money. Maybe I should go back to having the smaller bathroom. I wanted to have a bigger bathroom. I really did. It had potential. It could have been so nice, but I feel it is probably better for everyone if we did a slightly smaller one. We don't need to have an extra shower. This bathroom is plenty big. It saves us a lot of money if we get rid of it. We have like 1,000 simoleons again. That's a huge difference. Oh, you know what? That picture actually looks really nice right there. Should I put this vent above the stove or does that look really silly? Oh, I forgot about the trash can. I knew I was missing something. Okay, trash can. Maybe I could do a different high chair because I don't really like that one. This one's 220. Oh, but it comes in yellow. It's probably worth it. I'm out of money, so I'm breaking out the debug. We need to use some of this debug stuff so that we can actually like put landscaping here. Otherwise, we will have literally nothing. Luckily, there's a couple really cute things in the debug from Growing Together. Specifically, I think that these bushes will make a nice addition because they're really big. So that kind of fills in a bunch of green over there in the side of the house. I might even do some more of that back here just to kind of help fill in the lot a little bit. Some of it's ugly though. Like that looks terrible. I don't want to use that. I'm looking specifically for these like little tiny yellow flowers. For some reason I am not seeing them and there we go. I'm gonna give myself loads of these because I think I want to put them around a little bit. It matches the house so well. There's so many interesting debug plants. Like look at this thing with the pelican. I don't really like this. Normally I like the sort of low-lying bushes that we get in debug, but to me the green on that's kind of ugly. Okay, here's an idea that I just had. What if I made like a fake fence? These are debug fence pieces. I'm not sure if that's a terrible idea or not, but it does kind of fill in the lot a little bit better. So that might be kind of an interesting way to separate the lot. I could maybe even try to replace these bushes to like hide how the fence just ends back there. Okay, I was specifically looking for these items, which actually look kind of bad, so maybe I shouldn't do them. Maybe if I did the square instead. Okay, actually 2 of those squares kind of line up all right. I always have this problem when I'm working on stuff like this where I like genuinely can't tell if what I'm doing is too much. Cause like, I like the idea of this. I think it's really cute. I feel like it's got good potential, but also, is it too much? Like, honest, is it too much? Oh no, I didn't put the columns in the rest of the house. Oh, I can't afford columns on the rest of the house. I spent too much money. How have I managed this? I might need to buy a cheaper TV. I wanted to have the nicer one, but if we get the cheap one, things will be better. We'll have a little bit more money. Okay, I think that I like this. I think once I get some terrain paint too, it'll start to look a little bit more finished. Oh, how about this? We could get some of these little pieces. 40 simoleons. That's expensive. Oh, and they're huge. Oh my God, I need to size them down like 3 times. You know what though? It is pricey, but I do think that it makes a difference because I think that it makes the house look like it's got something special going on. It needs like some architectural interest almost. Maybe I could do one more window over here. And we have 19 simoleons left. Okay, I think that might be the best we can do. In the end, this house cost 19,682. I'm gonna upload this to the gallery in case any of you want to download it. I ran out of characters though, so I can't put a space in between craftsman and bungalow. I'm so glad to finally be able to make real nurseries and have like real cribs and little changing tables and stuff. I just think this is all so cute. Back in the day, we all used to use ottomans to like try and make a fake changing table. We would like raise an ottoman up like a cushion and then like put little clutter next to it and pretend that it was a changing table. We will never have to do that again. Finally, if you have Growing Together, we have real ones. I don't understand why they're in the pack and not in the base game, but whatever. Just having them to put in my builds is so nice. It makes such a big difference to make these like more lively actual nurseries. Because for so long, literally the only thing we had for babies was that stupid bassinet. This was all that we had. So this is such a huge difference, but I think on that note, I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm actually gonna link one of those fake nurseries that I built at the end of the video if you wanna go back and watch one of those. It'll be cute. You can like laugh at us and laugh at how we used to pretend that we had all this stuff. But thank you for watching. Have the best rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. I built an apartment for my legacy challenge before the update came out because I was trying to prepare and have a new house and stuff. And I was like raising up toddler beds to pretend they were cribs because I was using them as placeholders. Oh my God.